Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 105 of Open-Minded Mystics. Tonight, we are talking all about creating community. Can you believe it's March 20th? I cannot believe it is March 20th already. But that just means that we are that much...
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Open-Minded Mystics, Donna.
You couldn't hear me at all, could you?
I know, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I like going with it.
That was so funny, you guys, because guess what?
What?
I don't know what happened, and here I was doing the whole spiel, and I felt...
Do it again, because you had it prepped and you're so good.
That is so funny. I don't know what happened, but you know what? Is Mercury in retrograde? I don't know.
Well,
here we go.
Yeah.
Tonight is episode 105 of Open-Minded Mystics. We are live today, Monday, March 20th, and I am so excited. Tonight we are talking all about creating community. If it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Please do us a favor and share this broadcast with your friends and your family and other Vibe Travelers that want to join us. Where would you join us live? Well, Open-Minded Mystics Live is happening on Wednesday, March 29th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. The cost is $30 per person, per event. This location is going to be at Salon Gossip, 1036 Broad Street in Bloomfield. I'm so excited. If you'd like to hold your spot, all you need to do is send Venmo, Donna V, at Salon Gossip. You can send us an email too and let us know that you're holding your spot. And now, without further ado, the most amazing hosts, Tracy Locke and Kim Mazzella, the relationship guru and light docent, and myself, the producer, that didn't know I wasn't up. And that's so funny. I don't know what happened. There was like some kind of a wackadoodle thing that happened.
It doesn't matter. You got this great music in the background.
I did have some really good music in the background. It was like the lo-fi, like duck thing. I don't know. It was cool.
Some good stuff. I like it.
You can hear it now.
For Donna V, ladies and gentlemen. That was so professional.
You know, that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah, you're like, that's what I do. But welcome, everybody, to Open-Minded Mystics. Happy Monday. I am so excited to be with these gorgeous ladies for this show. It is all about community, and I am all about community. I am so excited to be talking to all of you. And if you are here watching us, as Donna said, for the first time, welcome. We are here every other Monday from 8 until 9, and we are so excited to have you as part of the show. The great part about Open-Minded Mystics is we are open-minded, and there are no dumb questions. So at any time during our show, if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box, and you can put your name if you want to have your name on it, or if you just want to put it anonymously, you can put that in there, and Donna will bring that up so that we can take a look at that and answer all of your questions. And we are talking tonight about community, and I am so excited to be in this community, the Open-Minded Mystics community. We started this over a year ago, way over a year ago.
Oh, yeah.
2 years.
Is it 2 years? I think it's
3 years.
2 years.
It's crazy.
Yes. We started this community for that very reason, because it was during COVID and we needed a community. We were like, listen, we need to see each other. We need to hear each other. We need to interact with each other. We need a group of like-minded people who really want to grow and work with each other. And this is what we created. And I'm so proud of us and excited that we are still rocking it, girls, after 2 years.
2 years. I mean, that's quite the commitment, and we want to commit to you even further. So, Kim Mazzella, what is going on today?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I really missed you guys. I love hanging out with you guys on Monday nights. This means so much to me. It's such a commitment for me. One that I'm excited to always keep because I get to see this wonderful community every Monday night. And even if we're not live, we're together. So, but I cannot wait. I'm really, really looking forward to expanding our community. I have so many thoughts on the importance of it and why it's such an important time to get out there. I know for me, one of the things that when I think back at the times in my life when I was going through the hardest times, a lot of what was going on is I was very alone. I was alone in my thoughts. I was alone in my life. And when you are alone, it is really easy to take something going on and expand it and make it something that it isn't, or make it something that it is, and feel unsupported. And one of the things that really changed in my life is I recognized, I mean, if you've ever been to an A meeting, like an AA, OA, GA, whatever the meetings are, one of the things they talk about is fellowship. And really what fellowship is an ability to connect to other people. And in that connecting to other people, we can become transparent and visible, seen and heard. And in that connection, that's really how we grow, because we really are a part of each other. And in order to, one of the things I love about A Course in Miracles is it teaches that if you really want to be yourself, if you really want to step into what an inspired life and inspiration is about spreading love, right? That's creating. When you create, what you're doing is spreading love. And where are you going to spread it? Like if you don't have community. So I'm really, really excited to expand our community. And I think live events is, I mean, I love being here on YouTube when we're together on Facebook and being able to be on social media together. But the idea of live events is really exciting to me, and to have so many people, supporting us and being part of our group. And Donna decided to leave again.
You tossed her out of the community. No, I agree with Kim. I am really looking forward, and I have been enjoying interacting live with people again. We were all locked away for so long,
right?
And it feels like we are, and dare I say it, finally almost out of the woods. It feels it feels that way,
right?
And I for one am so excited to really start getting back into the groove of seeing people on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna see each other. We're gonna start socializing again and not worrying about it and just having fun. And I just had a situation happen with my aunt where it was like a dire situation, and I couldn't wait to see you guys because I was like, oh my gosh, these are people that I can talk to, that empathize with what I'm going through, that know what's happening in my life, and that I value their opinion. And I just think about people that don't have that. We all have social media now. And what I've noticed is I do a lot of social media for what we all do. I'm constantly on there trying to promote what we're doing and promote other things. And I see a lot of people on social media. I don't know if the two of you have noticed this. A lot of people are starting to say, I'm really lonely. Like, okay, this social media stuff has been great, but now I really am longing for personal connection. There was a woman on yesterday where I wish she lived in the area. She lived in Australia, and she was saying, I don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. And she's like, and it's really lonely. And I don't know how to make friends. I'm older and I just don't even know where to start. And it was this whole video of her being like completely vulnerable about how lonely she was and how much she missed having a group of friends. And she didn't even say a group. She's like, I would love to have one friend that I could call and talk to, and someone who will listen to me and actually knows what's going on in my life. And I think because of COVID and social media, we forget how important that is. We think that because we're on social media, we're connected, but I definitely don't feel like it's the same kind of connection you get being in a room with people, or seeing someone one-on-one and seeing their body language and seeing how they react, and really getting to know people. So I do feel like people are starting to rebound from, it's almost like a withdrawal from social media.
Yeah. And one of the things I want to say, and this is not a political statement, I don't really make political statements, but I think that for a long time there was a fear, like we were basically separated because we were afraid that we could make each other sick, right? And in our minds, this is not, I'm not talking about political, but you could kill somebody, right? You could kill someone you loved. I know that my cousin got sick and her mother got sick and her mother was in the hospital and she said, I almost killed my mom. And so this is a thing that we heard, right? And it was true, right? We got together and being together, but think about how that plays in your psyche, right? Through connection, we could hurt each other or harm each other. And it's like taking that message and untangling it is really hard, because we have to remember that it is also through connection that we heal each other, and it's through our ability to love and be in the same space. And it's not about politics. It's really about the messages that we receive. And there's part of us, I know I was really afraid to just hang out with people and just be together with people. And I actually have a client that got so happy being separate that when she had to go back out into the world, she started having panic attacks because we were told, even if it was the truth, it's hard to be told you'll make people sick and you could kill them. And then, now go out into the world, even though, intellectually, of course, we'll be okay. And it is hard to untangle that from your emotional body. Right. So I think there's a lot of healing that needs to be done in our mind when it comes to remembering that it is through connection that we heal just as much as anything else. So in the memory of that, and also, and also the idea that it is safe to be in rooms together. Not only is it safe, it's really important. It's really important. And I think that we need to prove it to ourselves. One of the things I love about my program is I teach you got to practice it. You can't just do it. You can't just say, I'm going to, all of a sudden be confident. Right? You're not going to say, I'm going to be all of a sudden be confident. So what you do is you say, I go into a room, I make a decision, I set up a plan for myself. I'm going to go into a room that kind of scares me. I'm going to go to a party all alone, or I'm going to drive all alone. But I'll set it up so that I could conk out after 10 minutes. If I give myself those 10 minutes, then I could say, build from that, right? I could build from that. We need to move in that direction again, to recognize that getting back out there, and we need to practice feeling the healing power of being together. Right?
Yeah, I think people are realizing how important it is that to build your own community.
Mm-hmm.
It is your responsibility. So Donna, you're really good at building community. And I think it's really important that now that we've had the time to be away, and now that the time that we realize how important community is, I do think it's important to take the time to build your own community and be, exactly, Christine, create habits for a better, healthier you. What that means for me is take inventory of your crowd and make sure that the people you are around are building you up.
Yeah.
Talk about
I definitely think that. I was waiting to get into I was thinking about everything that you both were talking about. And I have to say, as a salon owner, I've seen such a difference in people. And some people definitely want to get back together. And some people are like, I kind of think I'm going to be more selective. I'm not going to go right back into, not about the crowded room, but just about like what you fill your dance card with, so to speak, like what it is that you decide that you're going to give your time to, and caring for yourself as well as caring for others. And I think that's really interesting. So now it's like, all right, so we're at a level playing field where you can say, you know what? Oh, that's so cool. On a Wednesday night, there's going to be a group of women. And I have to talk briefly about anyone that's watching that may have been to one of Kim's women's groups years ago. It was such a great sense of community. And it was like all ages. It was just like,
I know. It's crazy, Donna. This is how this started.
Yes.
I said to Donna, I was like, because Donna used to talk about Kim's group all the time and how amazing it was. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to figure out how to do that. So go ahead. I just want to reiterate that, because Donna would go on and on and on about how great your group was, and how much she got out of it. I was like, how do I get on board with that? Because it sounded amazing. So Donna, tell everybody who doesn't know. And first of all, Christine Cool, hello. We haven't
Hi,
seen
Christine. I took Christine over here. I was trying to be quiet because I could see we were all like, everybody's like really into this, and I'm so excited about it. I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
And we love Christine. We haven't seen her in a really long time, so it's she's healthy and happy, I hope, and it's great to see her name up there. But Donna, take it away.
Okay, so I took Kim's course. She has a 12-week course, one of her courses, and it was about manifesting. And this was many years ago. And what I loved about the taking the course was one of the elements was we had to manifest something. And I said to Kim at the time, she was doing a women's group on Thursday nights, and that is one of my late nights for work. So I said I would really enjoy to be a part of her group. So when it came down to manifesting something, she said, well, what would you like to manifest? I said, I'd like to manifest a women's group on Wednesday nights. And she's like, no one's ever manifested anything to do with me. And I'm like, well, that you know of. That you know of. So what happened was I said, well, I have a space. I have the salon. I said, so let's just go into the salon. And she's like, oh, because at the time when I first started working with Kim did everything over the phone. This was before the age of this face-to-face. This is something that I think was one of the positive things from the quarantine and the lockdown, is that it expanded so many people's opportunity to meet people virtually. Now, I will say that so a woman from Australia could have a friend in us if she watched us. Yeah, and I know it's not the same as going out for coffee, but there are opportunities. And I think that is one of the great things about the virtual. But one of the greater things, or one of the nice things about doing things in person, is we can expand our talents. And on the Wednesday night that we're speaking about, the 29th, one of the things I love is that even though Kim is the guru and Kim is the relationship component, and Kim is the person that knows about the lessons and whatever it is that you talk about, except for silencing her phone, which is something we're talking about on Wednesday night, the 29th.
It's also very important. Very important.
We're going to ask you to silence your phone when you come into our event. But I want to just say, one of the things that's really cool about this event that's going to be in person is the three people in that circle, Kim, myself, and Tracy, are all going to be involved in the evening, which I love. So we're unlocking different levels of community just in the fact that it's a community-based led program. You know what I'm saying? That's so cool. Instead of it being what life used to be, one leader, and then you have a group of people sitting and listening. One of the things that's really amazing that I feel has come out of this whole type of communication is we all have something to say, and people want to hear from all of us because each one of us has something to offer. So I know I just totally went off on many, many tangents and stuff like that. Triple M Treats is here. There my girl.
Oh, we love Triple M Treats. Triple M Treats is going to have to come to our group just to bring chocolate. I mean, not just to bring chocolate.
Be a part of the community, the tasty part of the community.
So fun. If you, when you girls meet him, because you will meet him, I know him through television, and he is so much fun, and he's so funny. You girls would love him. You would eat him up, no pun intended. You would absolutely love him. So okay. Triple M, think about it. I know, but he's far away. He's in PA,
but that's the thing. So I think eventually what would be really cool, and we're not going to be able to do it for this event, and there are 4 parts to this event. There are 4 months in a row that we are doing this. We're coming out of winter, going into spring, into summer, so that we're not monopolizing time. We're offering time to spend together. But I think that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to do both. Have a virtual component and a reality. Can you imagine? I'll be working the board, I'll be working the computer, and I'll be involved. I'll be like, hey, Christine Cool from PA has got something to say. And I'll be like, Triple M Treats has something to say. And then, it's going to be amazing. It is amazing. And what we're doing on the 29th is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
I know. Well, I'm so excited because we're going to be talking, as you said, talking about connection. And what that does for you, what that does for your life, how important it is. I just feel like people don't give it the credit I mean, I know for a fact there's so many medical studies done regarding community and lengthening and longevity, meaning you will live a much longer life if you are within a community. It is it is a known fact. It is a known entity. And people need to start thinking about that at all ages. Because if you don't cultivate your friendships along the way, it's a lot harder to make them as you get older, as we all know. I don't think it's super hard. I think you don't go into it thinking that, because one thing I do know from older people that I've talked to is a lot of older communities, community for older people, it's like college again, where everybody's the same age, everybody's kind of doing the same type of thing. So there will be absolute opportunities to meet new people. But I do think that our lives get so busy that we forget the importance of making and maintaining friendships. So I think this might be a great kickstart for some people, because I know for me, like I said earlier in the conversation, it's really important for me after COVID to cultivate friendships that are healthy. And what I mean by that is that we are building each other up, and that we're talking about something other than other people. We are talking about big ideas. We're talking about health. We're talking about living in a better way. We're talking about manifesting. We're talking about supporting each other. We're not talking about people.
Yeah.
Which, you know what I mean? We've all done it. I'm not making a judgment. I'm saying for me, that's a really important part of my life, of like, okay, that part of my life is, I feel like I don't want that to be a part of it. I'm like, nothing is that interesting anymore to me regarding that kind of thing. What's interesting to me is, oh my gosh, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this modality? Did you hear about what Abraham Hicks said? Like, I could talk about that kind of stuff all day.
Yeah.
And so to find a community like that, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah. I have two things I wanted to mention, if I can remember them, because I am 53. So I might just get to the first one.
Oh, that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
The first thing is that what I'm really excited about is, if you're watching this and you are nervous, our goal is to create a space that is truly open, non-judgmental, where you can come and be yourself and be in a loving space. That is the truth. And the reason why I wanted to start with this event, and focus on connection and community, because we're really going to be talking about connection, right? Because isn't that what creating a community is connection?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're talking about the fourth power center, right? The fourth power center is the heart, and the fourth power center is, and I'm so proud of me for remembering both things. The fourth power.
Glad that you're wearing green tonight.
I know, but you know what's crazy? We're all wearing green, and we didn't talk about it, ladies.
Oh, we should. Happy
So
St. Patrick's Day, belated. But yeah. So the fourth power center is the heart center, and the heart center is green. It vibrates to the color emerald green, which is interesting. But it could have been St. Patrick's Day, but
exactly.
But the reason why, so if you think about what the pandemic was and what we've been through and where we're going, right? Right now we're really in a striving place, a surviving place, a surviving place, right? So that's the first, second, third chakra. It's just about surviving. So that's the lower energy that we have. We all have to survive. We all have to pay our bills. We all have to come, show up every day. We have to do the things that we have to do, take care of our responsibilities. And even we want some time for playing. That's still kind of like our daily activities. Then when you move up a little bit, then you start connecting, right? When you go out into the world and you start connecting, that is a much, that's the spice of life. When you start, so from moving to that place to connection, you need to go from connection to go to thriving. So thriving is the higher power centers. That's where we thrive. So we need to connect in order to truly thrive. And that's why I thought that it would be great to talk about connection and creating connection through community. And that's why I'm so excited about what I'm going to be talking about, what I'm going to be teaching. And I'm going to do my best to leave it to a really exciting interactive workshop, so that everybody can learn what they need to learn, and it won't get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done learning.
We're never done learning.
Well, at least for tonight.
No, we're never done learning. And I know one of the things, I don't know if everyone out there knows this or not, but Tracy Locke is a very accomplished comedian and a warm-up comic for TV. And one of the things I love about Tracy is she can connect with a crowd like no one else.
Oh.
So I am excited because she's going to take those skills and utilize those skills in a way that will just make, I don't know, it'll make it vibrate to a higher level, which I love about my friend Tracy. So Kim is going to teach us some really valuable lessons and amazing fun lessons. Tracy's going to make them digestible like Triple M treats would,
Right.
in a really fun way. And I'm just excited to be a part of it, really.
Yes. Well, you're really great at creating community. You always, it seems like
I'm a connector.
You are a connector.
But I think that's really important to know that about, I mean, we should talk about that too. Like knowing your strengths and also looking for people that is in the movie Rocky, which Donna just watched for the first time, which blows my doors off.
That's right.
You remember why Rocky said he loved Adrian? Do you remember that?
Because she connects.
I don't know. I've seen it. What?
He said she fills gaps. We fill gaps.
Fills gaps.
Which I think is so interesting because I do think that is a great way to look at community of like, okay, I know what my strengths are, but I think it's really important. Well, for me, I can only speak for me, but I think as I've learned through this community, which when I say that, I mean open-minded mystics, what I have learned is that it's really important to create a team, not just a community. Like I think of you girls as it's our team.
Yeah.
And we are good at different things and we're stronger together because we know that about ourselves. But that can happen when you're creating your friend. Like you guys are obviously my friends, but you're also my team. But if someone out there is creating just a friend group and not a business or anything like that, it's important to have friends that are good at different things that you can rely on for different things. I feel like when we're younger, we really look for people that are just like us. Subconsciously, I don't think we do it purposely. But I feel as you get older, it's really important to open up and be like, wow, that person's really different from me. But I think that's be a great addition to my team. And if you think about people as like your team, you look at things in a totally different way.
You can't survive with a team of all first basemen or pitchers. Right. And the same thing, Kim has a video out right now that she talks about that you have relationships over and over with yourself, like that people come into your life. And I was watching your video and I thought that's really cool because you do really go through life and you see different parts of yourself in other people so that you can actually fully see yourself.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind to think about that. Yeah.
Listen to Christopher Quigley. It's good to fill gaps, gap to gap. Nothing is better. Helps to complete you.
Right.
And that's so interesting. So I can never tell if he's joking or not, but
he's serious. He's serious because he uses that line all the time about.
I love that.
Because it just makes sense. It's like before, like I said, as a younger person, you're always looking for someone that's just like you, who thinks like you, who likes the same things you like. But what a shame because there's such an open world. And I feel like the three of us have done that with each other. Like I'm constantly learning from the two of you. And there's things that you guys know about that I had no idea about and vice versa. And I think that makes it so important. And any kind of relationship, in like love relationships, it's like important to open yourself up to like, okay, this person is nothing like I'm used to, but maybe that's exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think the big thing too is when you make friends with people who are non-judgmental, because that way you're able to be you and they're able to be them. And then that's how you really learn from each other. And I think getting to this age or getting to this place in life when you say to yourself, I really want to be open, really does open you to a different groups of people and different types of people. And I do think that's interesting that you say when we're young, we tend to attract people who are more well-defined. And then as you expand, you get to bump up against people that you wouldn't even consider. And I honestly always want to be with people who are very, very organized because I'm not. So God bless the organized ones.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you look for people that can fill the gaps. It's like, okay, I know what I'm great at. What do I bring? But I think it's also comes with confidence of saying, this is what I bring to the table. What do you bring to the table? And not just trying to fit in. Do you know what I mean? I know when we're younger, I think it's so important that we just try to fit in. I'm just talking.
That's why I think that you tend to select like people around you, because if you listen, I used to love to go out all night and go dancing and go wild and crazy. I'm not going to hang out with someone who is at that point, like a bookworm, or someone who's going to get up and go to 7:00 mass on a Sunday, because we are not going to connect, because I need to be with people that are like, yes, we're going out, and then we're going to go to the diner, and then we're going to go here and watch the sunrise. And you know what I mean? And it's like, so you feel more okay in your skin, because you feel that those people all match that energy. And you're like, okay, if I were to continue to go out like that now, right? And you guys are like, oh yeah, have fun out all night. That's, whatever. But think about it. But now I have enough confidence to say, I am going to have a great time.
Right.
And, I just want to say that you just have to be careful, because yes, I can be a little bit of a wild child, because if you go out with me, I want to talk about a little bit about a different community and about giving to others. And you have 2 cosmopolitans with me, I might wind up with 2 dogs. So
exactly. Can you give us the update, by the way?
Well, the update is his little Charlie is still trying to get his tummy all settled in. So it's
Okay.
Charlie and Tommy that I took out of a
Wait. Hold on. Turn it back, because people may think that Charlie and Tommy are actual people.
Oh,
So you might want to be like, Charlie pooped on the rug again. I'd be like, wow. Her boyfriend. Yes.
So it was 2 weeks ago Wednesday. No, right? It will be 2 weeks ago this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Time just flies when you're sleeping in a salon. And I was with my friend Christine, our friend Christine. You guys have all met Christine. I think Kim's met Christine. And you'd remember Christine if you met Christine. So you would never forget Christine.
Okay.
No way.
I love her so much. She's a lot of energy. She's a sweetheart.
Whirlwind of fun.
And yes, so her mom, Pat, who I've talked about on the show before, ran a room. They have a business together called 414 Entertainment, and it was where we did comedy up at. You were there, Tierney's. Anyhow, the reason I'm bringing that up is because we were discussing Christine's mom and how she was an amazing animal advocate and a lover of charities and fundraisers, and her mom and I, both single moms, connected on multiple levels. Well, we're out to dinner. We're discussing her mother, whose anniversary will be March 31st. It'll be a year of her passing to, the next realm. And we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden I opened my phone to Facebook. Why? I don't even know, because I wasn't doing it to be rude. It was just like all of a sudden I opened it, saw this post about these 2 dogs, and I said, Chris, look at this post. These dogs need help. They're in a garage right now. With a crazy
signal. I see the bat signal.
Yeah, with a space heater. Should I go get them? And she went, yes. And I said,
do Christine Gorilla. Do the actual way she would say it.
She went, yes. And I said, okay. And I said, check, please. And I left and went to some random stranger.
Did he go with you?
No.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
No, I went alone to this.
Hey, you don't know who I know.
I went to some stranger's garage in Belleville, and I saw these 2 dogs. Right. Long story short, the one dog was sick, unbeknownst to me, and I had gotten there. You talking about a moral dilemma? You talk about, facing these little tiny baby doggies. They're so sweet. And what do? I see that one of them is sick. He's got diarrhea, like on the blanket, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, does that dog have diarrhea? And the girl, like, yeah. The dog was the owner of the dog wanted to put the dog down because it had diarrhea for 3 months and it was fed up. Went to a vet and said, I want you to euthanize my dog. And the veterinarian said, absolutely not. I won't do it. And here's some medicine and some food. I won't charge you for the food. I want you to do more blood work. And the woman said, no. Oh, wow. The woman said, I want you to put that dog down and the other dog. The other dog, there's absolutely nothing wrong with. The other dog is the cutest, sweetest, like maybe 10-year-old dog. Anyway, they surrendered the dog. This woman surrendered these dogs to this woman. She took him home because she didn't know what else to do. And the rest is history. And then I stayed on the floor. So luckily, but you talk about connection, right? This is why I brought this up, not to derail everything. You talk about connection. I met Kim, how many years ago, Kim? It's been like 8 years, maybe. Yeah, we met, our relationship started then. we created, I created space, you created a women's group, and now here we are, and we're creating and we're continuing to create. Well, these dogs, I surrendered them to a woman who I met during the time. I knew you because I met you through Kim Palermo. I dated Jason Palermo, and I was adopting a dog named Chance, who you're naming Chance Palermo. And it was during the exact same time that this is all happening that I met this woman. Her name is Robin. She co-runs and has a foundation, and I'm going to look it up because I'm blanking right now because I had the wrong name for the foundation at first. And this whole entire situation has created such a community. All these dog lovers, including Tia, donated. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I think the energy that we have, we are just kind of taking this energy like Saturn's rings, and we are swirling, whirling it around, and it is expanding and expanding and expanding. And we would like you to be a part of it. We want you to get in on it now, because we would like to, how can we say that? We want you to gravitate towards us because we want to just expand this energy and positivity, so that this way, when we do our live events, you're a part of the live events. When we're doing something virtually, you feel like you know us more. We feel like we know you more. And it's just like, that's the way to get this community to get stronger and larger and just more exciting.
And help each other. That's one thing that I think is really important about our live events is when I talk to people about our live events, the thing I'm most excited about is introducing them to the women and men that would show up at something like this. Is because it's like, when you know great people, you want to spread it around. Like, oh my gosh, you need somebody that's great at this, I've got them. You need somebody that's great at that. And when you build a community like this, where you're actually looking selectively for people that are working on themselves, you can do, you can bring someone that you really care about in confidence in on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've all had friends where you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to bring my friends to this group because this group is a tough group, right? Whatever, we've all had groups of friends where it's like, you can't bring this to that, this to that. Well, that's why I think this is going to be different, and why I'm so excited about it is because it's an open-minded community that's actively working on themselves.
Right.
And so
there's a shorthand there, right? There's like a shorthand. Like if you go to a business meeting, you're going to have your business persona on. Like there's a mask that you're going to have on because you have to be, because discernment is important in the world. You just don't walk in the meeting and say, oh, I'm going through this thing. It's inappropriate. And it's just not the place. This is the place where you bring your true self. You take your mask off and you say, this is who I am. And who are you? And we show you who we really are. We don't have our masks on when we're in there. I may wear makeup, but we don't really have masks on.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And we show up authentically and create a space where you can show up authentically too. That's what I love about it so much. When these things are over at the end of everyone, like, so my prayer before I go in is, and at the end, we're going to say, wow, I love everybody in the room. Right. And I know it sounds silly because I'm like, oh, I'm going to really love, but you do, you walk out and you're like, I love those people. I just met them, but I love them. Right. Because because you had a shorthand when you walked in, because you knew you could trust us. You knew that we had your best interest at heart. And you knew that all we wanted to be is a support. That's what we want to be. Because one of the rules of energy is when I support someone, I support myself. Right. So it's not that the gaps are things that are missing in you. They're opportunities for us to be of support to each other. Right. Because when we support each other, we provide more in the universe. So we're not missing anything. We're providing opportunities when we help each other. Well, because what were you going to say?
No, even a 1,000-piece puzzle is a puzzle in a box, even when it's not together. It's still a puzzle. Yeah. But when you actually lay the pieces out and you connect the pieces, it actually creates a fully formed puzzle. And I think that going back to what your video said, meeting yourself throughout within other people, I think that's what's really nice too about these, about your groups and the groups that we're starting, is that you get to meet yourself in someone else. And how exciting is that to get to know yourself through seeing it through the eyes of someone else? I mean, it's not like we constantly communicate, but Glenn, Ellen, and I will send messages. We see Connie Bailey Blake in the chat watching, and she's like, oh, I wish I could be there. These are all people that were part of a manifesting group that now have moved on because they manifested what they wanted to. It's a different life. We're looking to find people that are at the beginning part of the manifesting or any part of the journey that you're on to join us and to learn how to co-create, manifest more, manifest faster. And it's not even that the meetings or the workshops rather are going to be completely about just manifesting, but just by design, it will be about manifesting because we are trying to manifest a community by talking about creating a community. We know that like begets like, and like energy, the more you talk about it, the more you bring to a subject, we are going to create it. So March 29th, 7 to 8:30. If you want to be a part of it, all you need to do is Venmo Donna V at Salon Gossip. It's $30 for the workshop. It's an hour and a half. It's going to be amazing. There are so many different components that will be there. There's versions, or not versions, I'm sorry, but oh my gosh, I can't even think. I'm so excited.
Are there going to be virgins there? Did you say there's going to be virgins there?
No, virgins. There'll be 4 different versions that you can be a part of, but they will all have an element that it will overlap. One of the things that I love is Kim does a beautiful, detailed, specific. The word is escaping me again.
Meditation.
Why did that happen again?
Oh my God, you're like brain farts. See, that's what you need community, Donna. It's like ad-libs when we were playing with you.
It is. It's like ad-libs. I'm telling you, it's the Windburn. I'm tired. I had to chase after my Uber driver today.
No, but I know what you're saying. It's like there's going to be 4 different workshops that we're doing. But most importantly, it's just a place, again, where you can meet new people in a safe space. And it's structured, but it's not so structured that you don't have time to really get to know people. I think
Correct.
That's an important thing, because the thing that attracted me to what you were talking about with Kim's group is that you were all there together, working on everything together, and everybody in the group. And I think it's important that you both talk about this, manifested what they want, which is like, oh, what?
The group ended because everybody manifested what they wanted.
Kim cracks me up. She's the one that teaches it. She's like, I know.
No, but I mean, right. Because Donna, what are the odds that you would think everyone in the group would manifest exactly what they were talking about? I mean, I'm newer to it than all of you are, than both of you are, but I'm like, really? Every single person in the group got what they
Absolutely.
wanted?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
go ahead. You go. No, I
was just gonna say, because when we're together and we are all, that is. Have you ever had your friends together and you're kvetching over something and you're like yuck, and it's negative, and then you're all like, oh, see what happened? Well, imagine taking all that energy in a positive way and actually talking about things as if they are happening for real. It is unbelievable because you're not alone. And that's what makes it even more fun, is that you have somebody sitting next to you that you get to know. And the next time you meet up, and then everybody's like, oh, you're not going to believe what happened, which it didn't come across that way. But that's what I was trying to say to you about the dog thing. Like, that situation allowed me to reconnect with someone that I haven't connected with. The dog's name I was going to adopt the last time was Chance. What are the chances? I went out with Christine the following week. There was a waitress at the table and we were talking about it. And she's telling me, I lost my little dog. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. What was your dog's name? She went, Chance. And I went, come on. And Christine's like, it always happens with you. Mm-hmm. She's like, no matter what, it always happens with you.
So your dogs that you took in were Tommy and Charlie. And we found out how they're doing.
So Charlie is still having stomach issues. Tommy's doing great. They're with the most amazing foundation. And I found the name of it. It's rescuehaven.org. I'll put it up. Okay. So rescuehaven.org. Let me just go like this. And it is Robin is the woman that is just amazing. And she's got the dogs right now. And she is taking care of them. And if I could have kept them, I would have. I just really couldn't take care of them, but they are so bonded together, and they have to be adopted together because there's no way it would just be like heartbreaking. And if something, God forbid, happened to Charlie for real, I said to my daughter, sorry, Rusty, you're going to have a brother, but I just can't take both of them, but I would never leave one of them alone. They just, whatever. But yeah, so I think Kim's going to take it from here, but right or wrong, Kim, when you are in a like-minded group and you are with people that you are really trying to create a future with, and not even just like they don't hinge. Like my future is not going to have anything to do with your future, perhaps, and Kim's future. But the fact that we're all future thinking and we're all positively thinking is what speeds up the turnaround time of the manifestations.
Well, thoughts are creative, right? So we know thoughts are creative, and we know that we often think about what we don't want, right? So we know we think about what we don't want, and when we think about what we don't want, it puts resistance up to what we want. And so the goal of being in a group like this is to come together to focus on what we want to create, regardless if we're talking about creating specifically. But in my meditation, I use that time because at that point, the energy and the vibration of the room is so high, right? So the vibration of the room is so high. And by that point, we like each other. We like really want to help each other. We want to support each other. So I figure out together, we talk about what we want to create. And so you have the entire room focused on picturing you having what you want to create, and we put energy into you to make that happen. And I make sure when I'm doing it that I could see you doing it in my head, whatever it is you want. Well, even if it's just you at peace, you smiling, you feeling safe, you feeling like you can do what you're doing, you feeling like you're standing in the sunshine, whatever that thing is that you want. I make sure that we're all connected in light, we're all connected in love, and that we all spend some time visualizing for each person in the room. And I paint the picture to make it easy for you, because if you can't visualize that well, or you don't, I give you the picture to think about. I tell you what to think about. So I try to make it as easy as possible for everybody in the room to connect. I connect through light. I teach you how to do it. I walk you through the process step by step. And then at the end, what happens is we have this web of light that we're all connected. And I end it with, no matter what happens, you never break the web of light, because remember, you're only connected in love, and love is always extending. It's always going on. So you're always only connected in love. I ask that connection always stays, and that whenever you have a moment of joy in your life, that goes into your heart center and goes out to whomever you're connected in this light for the rest of your life. So like everybody who's ever been to one of my groups is still connected in my heart in this love. And I know sometimes I think when I'm really feeling joyful, wow, so many people are benefiting by my joy, because I still sometimes think that's why I'll never forget the first time I did it. Somebody said to me, "You didn't disconnect our web." And I'm like, why would I disconnect our web? Right? Because I've said it sometimes, even if I don't say it in the meditation, I will say it in my mind, or you don't need to know, because I will make sure that it's just light that you're connecting in. And in that light, we imagine that person lifted up in light. And I am actually doing the meditation, and I feel really great by the end of it. So but I've been told that when you're just sitting listening, it's really nice for first place, it's really nice to focus on someone else. It's such a blessing to focus on someone else and just lift them up. That actually makes you feel good, because whatever you give to another person, with the way energy works is like this. Thoughts increase when we share them. So we want to talk about what we want. Don't talk about what you don't want. And you can only keep what you give away. These are two really important rules of energy.
Wait, slow that down and say that again, because I just think that's super important, and I'm going to write it down. And if you're watching, write that down, because those are like two, Kim, major keys to life. If you really pay attention to that, you can help yourself out. So can you repeat that again slowly?
It comes straight from A Course in Miracles. I did not make it up. The rules are: thoughts increase when we share them. That is why you don't want to talk bad about somebody, because of rule number 2, we only get to keep what we give away. So when you're talking trash about someone, you won't leave that situation feeling better. You'll leave feeling worse, because whatever you give away is what comes flying back at you, right? I think that I'm not really religious, but I think it's like as old as the Bible. I think in the Bible it says something like, set whatever you give away 7 times 7. I don't know. I should really
like karma.
Yeah,
karma. Like karma. There's so many different ways that you could like
talk saying it. But it's not a new theory, but the truth. So because I know those rules, and so we set us up to make sure that we're in the most loving place. So the beginning of the meditation is really trying to isolate, so that you're only focused on the most loving. I have you focus on your heart center and increasing the love in your heart and bringing in pure love. And then once we have, like, I think an emotional set point of joy, that's a really good place to start to use the rules. Thoughts increase when we share them, and you only get to keep what you give away. That's the truth of life. It doesn't feel real because we only get to keep what we give away. That sometimes sounds insane, and it feels like it would keep us unsafe, right? Because what am I supposed to give away all my money, and then how do I keep it? But it makes sense with things like love, right, and peace. So, but it actually is the truth in everything. That's why tithing is a really, really old concept, because it's always true. That which is true is always true. So when we connect in the meditation, my goal in that meditation is to use that short amount of time very effectively with that high vibration, focus on the other person, go in, get the job done. Everybody sees them. Everybody lifts them up. Everybody offers them light. We stay connected. And each person that gets lifted up, we all get lifted up. And in the end, we leave lifted. We leave with that strength of the vibration of the whole group wanting what's good for you. So it's so much stronger than manifesting alone.
Two things that comes to my mind with that whole conversation was Ebenezer Scrooge. Yes. And that was really one of the lessons of the ghosts, right? Is like he was miserable. Why? He was miserly because he kept everything to himself. Right. Now, they weren't suggesting that he gave everything away, but you need to be able to give some of what you have away, and it's energy and it's money and it's whatever it is. And I just think that's very true. And the other part that it made me think of, can you imagine if at a birthday party, if we all around now, obviously pre-COVID, all the other stuff, and I'm a skeever anyway, so I don't want somebody else blowing out my candles. But think about when you're a little kid, and I use that as my analogy all the time for when people say, well, when did you start to manifest? I'm like, I started manifesting the minute I learned I could make a wish on my birthday cake. But the thing is that you don't have to wait until your birthday. You don't have to wait until you're blowing out that candle. But it is like you're scripting. Think about a birthday candle. When you're sitting there as a little kid or as an adult, whenever else, people are singing, raising the vibration. There's cake, something to look forward to. And it's like everything all goes with manifesting. It really, truly does. And you're making that wish and you're blowing out. It's like an exhale. It's very therapeutic. It's very much like you're meditating. Yeah. Think about that. It's like if you can look at that act of almost like a very simplistic version of you're holding in your wish, you're not telling anybody what it is, and you're blowing it out. And it's symbolic because as soon as the candle's out, everybody knows that you did it. People walk around all the time making wishes. Like I make wishes all the time. When I manifest parking places, like I will say it out loud if I'm in the car with some people. I will say, thank you so much. I'm so excited for that really great parking spot. And when it happens, most of the time the person next to me is like, okay, here she goes. I don't know how the hell you did that. You don't know how I did it. I just shared it with you. I share it with you all the time. And it makes me...
I think that's really important that you say that word, Donna, share, because that's the thing that I have felt in these groups that we have done. You're sharing that energy, and that's huge. If you're new to all of this and you don't understand what we're talking about, what the word I would want to say is, it's like a tangible feeling. Like you can feel that energy of other people rooting for you. You can feel that energy of other people caring about what you're wishing for. It's exactly what they both just said. It's like, imagine having a group of people caring and wishing for you what you're wishing for. It's got to work. I mean, it does work, which is like, bam, but we all know that. It's like working as a team. If you've ever played on a team, it's such an exciting feeling when you're all working for one goal and every single one of you is taking whatever you can do to move the group towards that goal. And that's what this is like. It's like, wow, we can all collectively harness this energy and boom, make it happen. And it's like, we don't take it. We know that this is the formula, but yet we don't do it.
Well, I think a lot of times people don't do it though, because everybody's buzzing in their own head. And imagine that if an entire strand of light bulbs, right? Like there's an energy that runs through the entire strand of light bulbs. But imagine if each light bulb independently had to figure out how to make it work.
Right.
And I think that's the opposite of community, right? It's like So, but I think that that is what happens to us in our daily lives. It is so much easier to get so involved in what your part is. And that's the difference of the cohesiveness of a team.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting. I love it. And no, we're not always this effervescent, energetic. I think that's something that I've come across, people saying like, wow, you're always so this and you're always that. I'm not really. I
You're
just
like, come see me on a Tuesday.
yeah, exactly. But I just know that there are ways of gaining that balance back, finding that center. And I think that this is another reason why this kind of a workshop is so important, because this is where you can find out how to get back to center. And sometimes it's through not focusing on the subject matter at all.
Right.
At all.
Also, I think you bring up a huge thing, Donna. It's also about not just focusing on yourself.
Well, that's true too. So
How great is it to go a group like this, it's a celebration of transformation, but you're rooting for other people. So if you don't feel like, you want to share or you want to focus on yourself, you can focus on helping and serving other people. Absolutely. And we all know, if you've ever done it, if you've not yet done it, you need to do it. Because I know the best thing for me is when I give to other people, to see their face. It's like you get a reward for doing something great. Yeah. You get uplifted by doing something for someone else, but I bet you feel better than they do. Kim, you do it all the time for people. And I'm sure you get like a major charge when you see people like completing their goals, that making these things come to manifest.
Even when I see aha moments, like when I work with people and they have those aha moments, it's like a high for me. I walk out like, and then I can't tell anybody. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Right. Like it's so awesome when someone has that moment where something connects and it dawns on them how they've been giving their power away, or how easy something could be, or how it's just wonderful to see people really step into their power and make those connections. It's a fabulous thing. Yeah.
Love it. Tracy, would you do me a favor? Because you have an amazing voice. Would you read this for everybody?
Yes. Okay. So this is the information. All the people that have been watching and listening to our discussion, we appreciate you. And this is what we've been talking about. So we are doing Open-Minded Mystics Live. It is a celebration of transformation. It's a night of empowering and uplifting fun. And we want to capitalize the F-U-N. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited for it. And the date is March 29th, which is next Wednesday, 7 to 8:30. So we respect your time. We know you guys are working. We're not going to keep going on and on and on. When we say it goes from 7 to 8:30, that's when it's going to go to. So if you come to it, you can set your clock by it and not worry like, oh, it's a work night. I don't want to stay out too late. You will be out of there by 8:30. It's only $30 per person, and the location is Salon Gossip in Bloomfield, New Jersey. You can Venmo Donna V at Salon Gossip to secure your space. Space is limited, and we've gotten a great reception. So if you're interested, I would say get on this now rather than later. You can email us too to reserve that spot at manifestingmondays8@gmail.com. But I would say get on this because, again, we're doing a series of 4 different ones, but you're going to want to get involved in this because I know you're going to meet people that you connect with in a totally different way. You're going to be like, wow, this is such an amazing thing. Why did I wait on it? So don't wait on it. March 29th, make sure you get on that.
Yeah, bring a friend. It's going to be exciting. Yes. Guess what exciting is going to happen right now?
Whoa, I was waiting for this. I was like, speaking of exciting.
Some angel healing cards tonight, I think, ladies.
We haven't had these in so long. I am ready for a message.
Me too.
I think we all need a message right now.
Mm-hmm. Message in the box.
There's so many messages on the show. And if you're watching, and all you have to do is connect with one of our energy, and whoever's energy you connect with, then that message could be for you. But you know what? We're not going to even know. So if you want to have all of them, just take them all.
Yeah. Nobody will know.
I'm gonna go with Tracy first tonight because I see you on top, and I think you could probably use it. So you can just tell me when it is you want me to stop, and I will stop.
Stop right there.
Okay, there. Here we go. First message for you is, and Triple M Treat says, I need a message or something at this point.
We need chocolate.
Achievement.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It is often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. And, we do know that you've been going through a lot, and, achievement might not be hitting the goal or getting something done, but like the achievement may be being able to be such an amazing angel for someone else like Aunt Debbie.
Right.
I just want to put that out there.
Thank you. I appreciate
Faith.
that.
Do not lose faith. Okay, Tracy?
Yes.
The storm clouds will soon clear and the sun will shine once more. You get to see what the next one is. It's going to be Kim Mazzella's energy. And if you want to get in on that, I understand that. I'm so happy that my Christmas tree is finally down.
Oh, God.
Thank God.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You tell me when you want to
stop.
Okay.
Okay.
First one up is change. Ooh, life isn't. Look at her. She's shaking her head like, yeah, no doubt. Life is a journey, Kim. It would be very unfulfilling if each step was exactly the same as the last, because life is always changing. It is forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was and forever will be.
Okay.
All right. And the bottom card is
upside down.
Oh,
adventure.
Adventure. I don't think I've gotten that one.
Yes. This is a good one for everyone. Instead of seeing the current situation as an obstacle, try to see it as an adventure. Explore all the possibilities. There are many more than you currently imagine. Instead of seeing things as either black and white, try to explore all the colors in between. Of the chakras. All the chakras.
That's a good idea.
All right. And if you're with my energy tonight, well, then you're going to sleep right after this. I'm tired. I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep. All right, you ready? I'm going to say, stop. That's a good one. Harmony. Disharmony occurs when we try to resist life's natural flow. Everything has its cycle. Every stage of life has its own unique meaning and purpose. Every day can be harmonious if we want it to be. And the last one is, thank you, Archangel Sandalphon. I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered.
That's awesome.
I love a little archangel at the end of the night. You ladies, you are my angels, and I appreciate you so much. I love that we get to spend this time together, and we will be back on, what's the date? Let's see. Can we recall the date that we will be back next?
Okay, I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
Let's see. And it's funny?
Huh.
I'm going to see if I can hear this music, because I want to
April 3rd?
The music. And
Are we going back to, April 3rd or March 29th?
What's today? Today's the 20th, right?
I have March 29th, but I think we're going to skip that and do April 3rd.
Yes.
We're
on every other situation.
Yeah. So our next show is April 3rd. Is that what you just said?
So April 3rd.
So much going on. You guys, can you believe it? First day of spring. We're going to be in another month. I can't believe it. Please don't forget to email us at manifestingmondays8@gmail.com if you want to secure your space, or you can just send us $30 through Venmo. Either way, it doesn't matter. We just want you to be there, because we are really excited to continue to create our community on March 29th from 7 to 8:30. It's going to be amazing. I'm really excited. So, all right, you ladies. Mwah.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
See you on the 29th.